Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, Episode 16, The Fundamental Virulence. This episode covers chapters 552 through 554 of the manga, which is the least amount of chapters that we've covered in an episode, which is really both interesting and I was a little hesitant once we went into it, but man, did they deliver specifically with a lot of anime exclusive content. I think we knew from the get go that Kubo and the team were going to use this adaptation to expand on some of the things that Kubo wasn't able to go over in the first go round, with the manga. So really great that we have a little bit more time, a little bit more focus to really get to the root of the story, specifically with those end credit scenes at the end of every episode. A lot happened this one, so let's kind of get into it. As most videos, I will go into spoilers. I think it's for me to really talk about this stuff. I like to go into spoilers, but I like to give you a warning. This is out anyways, a couple days after the original airing, so hopefully you've had time to go, to go watch it. Uh, First of all, we pick up, few very important things. The Shinigami, a lot of them lost their bankai, and last week they were getting their asses handed to them. At the end of the episode, we see a conversation between Mayuri and Uruhara, where Uruhara mentions that he figured out a way how to get the bankai back. And of course he did. I always love a good interaction between Uruhara and Mayuri just because their relationship from the beginning has been very antagonistic towards each other, but I feel like they both. Well, it's really more Mayuri towards Urahara that's more of an antagonistic, but I feel like Mayuri understands and, on some level, respects how intelligent and how creative and the scientific mind of Urahara, even if he doesn't fully approve of his methods and just the way he is. So that's the first part, right? We know that a lot of these captains are going to get their Bankai back. Toshiro and Soifon, they get their Bankai back. They counterattack against some of these Sternritter that have been really just kicking their ass. Now, we did see a fight. Toshiro did change opponents because Boz B was not the one that stole his original Bankai at the beginning. It was Kat Kandu, I believe his name. I am really bad with the Bleach names, so please, if I forget someone's name or misspell it or missay it, forgive me. You probably know who I'm talking about. So yeah, in the middle of the fight, Urahara puts out this announcement with all these little bugs and sends out these pills. I don't know exactly how he sends those things out, especially because they are now really not in the Soul Society. Although they did kind of hack it back. It's really weird. Don't worry about that. But I like it. I like that. I like that we get to see, a little bit of hope and a glimpse of hope. But we realize that, later on in the episode, Yuhobach really planned for everything, every eventuality, including the Soul Reapers getting their Bankai back. Another really cool thing in this episode that this specifically just told me a lot about the stuff that they're gonna be expanding on from the manga. These are anime exclusive scenes, specifically uh, seeing Shinji's Bankai. Now I don't know the full name. I made a put go check it out. We have a video on the channel that lets you see the full release. But man, his Bankai, like remembering what it does, it's so cool. The reason that he already had is a really fun Shikai that kind of turns everything around for your opponents, like messes with your senses. His fight with Aizen was actually one of the better ones because their Bankai is very similar but not the same in the way that they affect an opponent. But his Bankai, it took it even further, right? Where it makes your enemies uh, forget who their allies are and they just start attacking each other. So we have all these Quincy just killing each other, thinking they're the enemies, and Shinji is the only one left standing, which is really, really great. We get to see some of the lieutenants, which I'm glad, some lieutenants that do have Bankai got theirs back. So that's really cool. Oh, they took the pill. I don't know if they got it back. I don't think Ikaku had lost it, but he still took used the little pill to protect himself from getting his Bankai stolen. But as I mentioned, Yobach had predicted this eventuality. So at the end of the episode, towards the end, we get to see them release their holy form, which I'm very much looking forward to seeing. Which leads me to the animation. The animation is just fantastic. The color, like the colors in this kingdom of eyes in a red sky, like you would think it'd be very jarring to kind of keep looking at that for the full fight, but it is just so well done, so well orchestrated, so well shot. Like it really adds, they really use all the vibrant colors in front of that to make the background stand out, which is just a fantastic way to do things. I don't really have any complaints about this episode, really. I may need to go watch it again. I'll watch it again when the dub is out, as I revisit some of these things. So if anything comes up, we'll probably talk more when I do a full review of the season. But yeah, just the pacing is amazing. It keeps getting stronger. And then we get, like I said, I like that we haven't been checking in on Ichigo until the post credit scene, because um, yeah, I mean until the post credit scene, because that affects the pacing, right? If we go to Ichigo, like that derails everything we've been building, all the tension, all that. But we leave that towards the end credit scene. Ichigo's still struggling. We get some really interesting clues about what may be happening, or maybe a little bit more of what we kind of know about Ichigo if you read the manga. So I won't say anything there. I really don't want to spoil anything, but they're really building that up very well, which is something that maybe Kubo didn't have time to do in his original, and in the original manga. So once again, top notch episode. I really loved it. It was so much fun. It is like after we stream live on Saturdays, it's the first thing I do. I go watch Bleach. I make a little video for my initial reaction, and then I start taking notes and going back to the manga to do a video like this. So let me know what you thought about this episode. Let me know what you thought about Shinji's Bankai, which is once again amazing. Also, Mayori's suit, like his solar suit to prevent any shadows from being in his lab, is just amazing. Like the way they've colorized it, and the way that the color kind of changes tones and shapes and stuff. It's really cool. Uh, this is more continues to be more than anything I could have ever hoped for. So let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.